Okay, we've got to talk about the Nazca mummies. Again, there's more news, and some of it's pretty interesting. So let's talk about it and get in here. This is Jack with Cosmic Road. I'll talk about UFOs and the paranormal. Please hit like and subscribe and let me know what you think in the comments below. Okay, I've covered the reveal of the Gremlins, as I call them. These little fanged monstrosities. Got tails, got claws, got fangs. Some sort of subspecies, supposedly, of the Nazca mummies that look a lot like, the classic little guys that we were first introduced to at the Mexican hearing, but clearly more reptilian and monstrous. Well, now we have X-rays, dicoms, we've got scans of these guys. And weird world is excuse me, I don't want to get your name wrong. Yeah, weird old world is covering this. It's on the Alien Project website. Look at the skull for this guy. I'm really intrigued if there's any medical people in the audience, what they have to make of these X-rays. Okay, so here's what's on the actual website. You have, images of one of the gremlins, or, this is one of the gremlins. I think they're calling them the forked tails or something like that, which I didn't even notice they had a weird forked tail. But okay, here, yeah, you can see they have a forked tail, which is so weird. Why do they have a forked tail? Does any known species have a forked tail? That is weird. Okay, yeah, so height, about 39 centimeters. They've given it a species, genus unknown. Hands with 3 fingers, with 3 phalanges. Feet with 3 toes, with 3 phalanges. Presence of a 12 centimeter long tail composed of 6 vertebrae and ending in a fork. Why does it end in a fork, guys? What's up with the whole fork business? But yeah, you can see these scans. Is that a MRI? Is that a CAT scan? And it looks like that's the specimen that has the smaller head with the less crocodilian head. I don't know what I'm looking at. It all looks, I don't see any obvious signs of forgery. It all looks like it's of a piece to me. It's got all this tissue all over it. I don't really see how you could fake that with all the, tissue. It's not like it's paper mache or something. It's got bones and tissue over it. But hey, maybe there's a way. But from what I'm seeing, it looks like a being of some sort. There's a weird being, very similar to the little guys, the classic little guys. Not much room for anatomy in their torsos. Very thin, skinny guys. But I guess you could say they're, snake-like. Snakes don't have much room for their organs, but they get around. They do just fine. People have complained about the articulation of the normal little guys. So it will be really interesting to see some computer animations or whatever of how these guys may have walked. Maybe they have better articulation. I don't know, but it's just super fascinating. Yeah, again, if there's anybody in the audience that has any medical training, let me know. I have yet to see anybody, any qualified person make any, statements on this. Dr. John McDowell has not commented on this that I've seen. Nobody has really commented on this. Let's see. Now, this was really interesting. At the level of the palate, there is a strange tubular cavity that resembles a Jacobson's organ, an olfactory bulb present in particular snakes or lizards. So I thought that was really interesting. It's a weird, organ that snakes and lizards have. Again, I think these guys are, I'm going to say that I'm veering on the side of these being real and being related to the classic little guys, but having more reptilian DNA in them. Which would explain why they had this weird organ in them at the level of their palate. And I think that a hoaxer even in a hoaxer from the 1500 years ago. If this was or not a hoaxer, but somebody creating a construct or an effigy or whatever back in the day, would be unlikely to include that specific weird reptilian organ in their mouth area. So yeah, again, I'm veering on the side of these being legit. Got tissue all over them, got bones, got weird, distinctive organs that I don't think, a person creating a hoax or an effigy would have thought to include. So just nuts, just nutty stuff. And there's other details coming out. We have more information coming out about Madrecita.
Alan Izarraras, a Mexican geneticist, has just joined us. Like most of my colleagues and Eliana Hardy, he is about to discover Madrecita. Madrecita was a little taller than Maria, or Mario. The clearly visible presence of a female chest leaves no doubt as to the gender of the mummy.
This is just like a giant pile of it.
So it was probably embalmed.
We also noticed some short blonde or red hair at the back of the skull. Max takes a few samples.
Anyway, it goes on to say there's no obvious signs of mutilation, and it would be unlikely to have been mutilated once it was, petrified or semi-petrified. And we've had, Dr. John McDowell and others look at these specimens and determine that they weren't mutilated back in the day either. The only one that has ever been found to have any mutilations, as far as I know, is Wawita. That specimen, when it was alive, was mutilated to be tridactyl, even though it's a genuinely anomalous being. It's not a human that was mutilated to look like a tridactyl. It was a weird being mutilated to look tridactyl. Apparently, it was important to them to have a certain look. But that's the only specimen, as far as I'm aware, that has been mutilated in any way. And again, that's an anomalous being, not a human, nothing known. And it shows something about their culture, these beings' culture. So I think that's really fascinating. I'm also interested in these hairs that Madrecita had and that others have had, these reddish blonde hairs. I've heard that old hairs, hair when they get really old and, on bodies like this, can naturally turn reddish or blonde. So I don't know if these beings had red blonde hair or if that's darker hair that has changed color with time. But yeah, let's see what else we have. It's a crazy time. We got the giant head that came out. I still don't know what to think about the giant head. I mean, it's got to be a mask or a effigy or a helmet or something. But it's got little details on it that it's like that big lump there and the cavity there. Seems it's interesting. I don't know. It's probably an effigy, but I don't know. I would love to see some scans on that. Let's see. Here's what a mummy would look like without the diatomaceous earth. One of them, the diatomaceous earth, has been removed. And this is what it looks like without all that white powder on it. In case you were wondering what these things look like, under that white powder, this is, let me get this right specimen. This is Josephina. Josephina without the powder. So I thought that was intriguing. Let's see. Okay. Now, if you want to get into the crazy stuff, I don't know. Should we get into the crazy stuff yet? Well, let's see. What else? I think I may have had one other thing on. Yeah, here we go. There was many of the implants, most of the implants found on the Nazca mummies were put in while they were alive, and the flesh and bone have grown around the implants. They were obviously alive when those implants were put in. We don't know what those implants did, what they were for. My thinking is that these beings are likely, hybrids created by the same faction of beings or factions that is creating hybrids and putting implants in people today. Obviously, the implants put in humans today are designed to go without notice. So, they're probably going to be a little difference there. They're not big or anything. But maybe they serve the same purpose, maybe not. Who knows? But from No Pasaron, who has a lot of information about the Nazca mummies, I highly recommend going to check out that channel and signing on. The various Nazca mummy implants have the same dimensions as if they were standardized. We now know they were placed at mortem subcutaneously. Talking about these specific implants, she says at mortem, so I'm assuming these are placed at death or after death. So these specific sorts of implants, from my understanding, were placed not during the time of life, but after death. If I'm understanding that correctly, I thought that was really interesting that some were put in there when they were alive and some were not. And there's there's DICOMs and X-rays of Madrasita that are available on their website, and you can see, you can see her whole anatomy. So anybody that wants to take a look at Madrasita's anatomy, she looks very authentic. I don't see how anybody could credibly say that was a fake in any way. Let's see. Okay. We'll go to the crazy one. All right. Chris Noel sent me this. Christopher Noel, I've had him on the channel. Wrote the great book, Homegrown Monsters. I've interviewed him. Great guest. Fascinating insights. Well, he sent me this, and I guess I overlooked this on Lancelot Tavola's page. And if you don't know Lancelot is the guy that posted all the Nazca Mummy Citadel videos. Now, on his page, there's a whole bunch of stuff. And a lot of it's not in any way Nazca mummy related. Yeah, he seems really interested in like cave stuff and adventure, weird things found in caves. Seems to be his deal. No explanation. I haven't been able to get in touch with him. I don't know how he acquired those videos from the Citadel, if that's what they are. And they're the ones showing things like, that's just see, it's all like random combinations and compilations, some of it. So it's all stitched together with different things and different videos. It's compilations, so it's hard to tell what's from what. Obviously these are some of the most intriguing things. He's also got videos of the living beings. You can see the armor and stuff that the beings wore when they were found. Some of them apparently, and some of them look blue, like they may be recent, like they didn't have diatomaceous earth on them. And yeah, again, there's videos of these beings alive, the fighting in caves. But let's get to the thing that I never saw before that Chris brought to my attention. And again, because these compilations on Lancelot's page are drawn from different sources, I don't want to say this is definitively video from the Citadel or not. But yeah, okay, so, I mean, it looks like it is all part of Citadel footage, except for one piece in the beginning that is a glowing green centipede that is not real, as far as I'm concerned. I think it's something else. But okay, so they're in this cave. Let's skip to the good stuff. Okay, there's a picture of the mantis being or the whatever it is. I mean, who knows? Who knows, guys? But okay, here we get to the. Yeah, okay. Check this out, guys. Check this out. They're in the cave, in the Nazca mummy cave, or the Citadel, the tomb where the bodies were interred, where the big pyramid is and everything, supposedly. And they see living beings crawling on the ceiling. What? What? Is that real? And that's about all there is to it. I gotta sit through an ad, but yeah, that's nuts, guys. Living beings, are those Nazca mummy beings crawling on the ceiling? What is that? What? Yeah, I mean, what are we looking at here? You know, I mean, what are we looking at there? Is that a gun? Is he shooting at them? Because there is a video of them killing one of these things. Yeah. And there's maybe multiple of them. So yeah, but yeah, it's, would they go out of their way to make a fake of this? How would they do it? Yeah. So yeah, the spindly legs, bug eyes. Yeah, I don't know what we're looking at here. Again, I'm not saying this is legit, just for your consideration. This is in the same video that shows the attack of the mantis being, or the giant being of some sort. And I assumed this was fake at first or something. But then I saw the hand, the tridactyl hand there, that it is a dead ringer for the giant hand. The giant severed Nazca mummy hand that's like 6 or 7,000 years old, who Eric Burleson, Congressman Eric Burleson, held in his hand. Dead ringer for that hand there. So intriguing, just again for your consideration. Yeah, and there's the artifacts and the armor that were in the Citadel, supposedly. So, I've shown all those videos before, and these guys, I've shown all those many times before. Fascinating stuff. I don't know how much of it is real, how much of it is not. I think that in order for that to be fake, I mean, it would take a lot of money to fake all that stuff. Who would do that and why? What would be the motivation? I'd jazz up the bodies to sell on the black market, I guess. But why? And again, how? With what props and money? There's a detailed sets that barely, the details barely show up in the videos that would have taken a lot to create. So yeah, I don't know what to make of those Citadel videos. I lean in the direction of them being real, or at least partially real. Maybe they staged some stuff in the actual location. I would love to know more about that. And I just want to end on this. The implant that Madrasita has is different from the other forehead implants that we've seen, because it's irregular. I don't know if it was originally around or not, but yeah, it's interesting. And is that it looks very surface level, not like embedded very deeply. But so I would love more information on what that is, if it was put in, before death or after death. But yeah, fascinating stuff, guys. The research on the Nazca mummies continues. We're getting DICOMs, we're getting X-rays of these beings. We just got a crazy new species, the forked tail gremlin. I think I like gremlin better. Looks like a gremlin. You got DICOMs and X-rays of these beings up on their website. And he's got a name. The guy with the smaller head, Solka. Solka has a name. Okay, and listen, we have Vaca. Vaca is the more reptilian, crocodilian guy. Vakak is the larger of the two mummies of the species Cata bifurca, aka the gremlin. Okay, yeah, there we go. There's the big gremlin. I don't know if that's like a male and female, and what why they look different. Their head shapes. But just amazing, guys. Size about 50 centimeters, three phalanges, 3 toes, 9 vertebrae ending in a fork for his tail. 6 teeth are present, 2 upper teeth and 6 lower teeth. Why does it only have 6 teeth? How does that make sense? Tail and eggs. According to the discoverer, this mummy had 3 oval objects in the palm of his hands. The Hikaro broke one of these objects to check if it was indeed an egg. According to his testimony, there was a very unpleasant smell of rot, suggesting that it was organic matter and probably an egg. So what happened to this thing? Where's this broken egg that we could see inside of? Frustrating. Presence of an 11 centimeter long tail composed of 9 vertebrae ending in a fork. Yeah, so I will link to this and you can explore all this at your leisure. But yeah, guys, we've got bodies, y'all. We've got weird little bodies. I love it, guys. Let me know what you think about the Gremlins, Madrasita, cave aliens, and everything else in the comments below. Like and subscribe. Hit the bell to be notified of future videos. You don't want to miss a thing. Join me on social media. There's Facebook and Twitter links below. Love to see you guys there. If you want to support the channel, buy a t-shirt in the merch store. See the links. Become a channel member. Channel members are rock stars. And I really appreciate you guys' support. Thank you. Meanwhile, there's plenty of other videos on the channel. And I'll see you next time. This is Jack with Cosmic Road, signing out.